Out here on the campus of the University of Alabama, and I was going to wait till tomorrow to do this, but I can't wait any longer because it's just festering up in me. I want to take exception not just with the playoff committee and how they screwed Alabama, but a guy in particular that called the game last night by the name of McElroy. Greg, I understand that you got to come across as unbiased, and that because you graduated from Alabama, that you might have to go a little over the top sometimes to try to prove that. But there's trying to prove that you're unbiased when it comes to your alma mater, and then there's just being a disingenuous coward, which is what you and Sean McDonough were the other night. Y'all supposed to be unbiased announcers, and at the end of the game, y'all sitting in there lobbying for SMU. And you being a graduate of Alabama, of course, I know why you're doing it, because you want to try to prove to all you little ESPN cronies and your little reach-around brothers that you can be unbiased against your alma mater. Well, gee whiz, Greg, that's great, except you're not being honest. Like I said, you're being disingenuous. When your team, when your alma mater deserves to be taken up for and defended, you should do it, regardless of what your little cronies at ESPN or what the masses out there think. You should do what's right, regardless. I've criticized my team numerous times on my podcast. I've criticized Nick Saban openly numerous times in my years of podcasting. So don't try to come here and play the card, oh, you're just a biased Alabama fan. No, that's not the case. The difference between me and you, Greg, is I take up for my alma mater and my team when they deserve it. Not just say, oh, well, I'm not going to take up for them because then I'm afraid of how to make me look. And that's what you did, Greg. You and Sean McDonough sitting up there stroking each other off about, oh, SMU deserves to be in because they almost won. Oh, they almost won, they deserve to be in. And then you said something really stupid. You're supposed to be a guy that almost got an Oxford scholarship. But to be a smart guy, you say some of the dumbest things I've ever heard. This would set a dangerous precedence if they left SMU out, that they went to the conference title game and they didn't get in and they took a loss. No, it don't set no dangerous precedence, man. It's already happened. Happened to the SEC last year. Georgia got dropped out for losing to Alabama. You're like, well, that's just 4 teams. That's why they dropped out, and there was 12 now. That ain't got nothing to do with it. They still dropped Georgia 5 spots for losing to an Alabama team that was in the top 4. 5 spots. So you mean to tell me that SMU shouldn't drop 5 spots for losing to a very, probably one of the worst 9-3 teams in college football history? A team like Clemson that got blowed out by Georgia, who Alabama beat. Got blowed out by Louisville at home, who got beat by Stanford. So, yeah, you really showed tonight that you're just a rollover, Greg. And all you care about is what people think of you and how your perception is. You're a coward, man. And for lack of better wording for the rest of this, if I'm Alabama, I'll tell you to go to hell. You probably don't care. Plus, you're from Dallas, right? SMU's from Dallas. Maybe that was part of it too, Greggy. What do you think, Greggy boy? In closing, Greg, you can KMCA, and that means kiss my country ass, and you can go straight to hell, man. And if I'm Alabama people, I would take exception to it, knowing that you basically sold us out when you didn't have to, when we were actually in the right, and you know it, and you just rolled over, man. You're an ungrateful little prick. We give you a scholarship out here when you probably would have got thrown out to Texas Tech or North Texas or San Marcos State, and you end up going to the NFL because of the platform that Alabama put you on, man. You ungrateful little coward. And like I said, in closing, KMCA to all your other teams, and especially to Greg and his stroke buddy, Sean McDonough. You lobbying little cowardly pricks.